Tundra animals. If you thought survival in the tundra was impossible, you will be surprised to see the list of animals found in this region. If these animals survive the harsh climate of the tundra biome, it is largely because of their exceptional adaptation skills. What if ever wondered what would have had happened had there been polar bears at the South Pole? It's difficult to say for sure, but in most likelihood they would have driven penguins and seals to extinction before dying of starvation themselves. When we say tundra animals, the first few names to come to your mind are likely to be the Arctic fox, polar bear, caribou, Arctic hare, lemmings, etc. While those are undoubtedly the most popular animals in the tundra biome, there do exist other species which have adapted to the extreme conditions prevailing in this biome. The tundra biome, which is typically characterized by freezing temperatures, low biotic diversity, lack of vegetation, and presence of permafrost, covers approximately a tenth of the total surface area of the Earth. It is divided into three types: the Arctic tundra, Antarctic tundra, and the Alpine tundra. Owing to its harsh climate, it is virtually impossible for humans to inhabit this biome. For animals, however, survival seems like an easy task, as they are equipped with some useful physical and behavioral adaptations. Animals in the tundra biome, Arctic tundra. Of the three divisions of tundra, the Arctic tundra happens to the most biodiverse. It is home to several species of lemmings, foxes, geese, and swans, as well as the subspecies of the grey wolf, brown bear, and caribou. Arctic tern. One of the most amazing species of bird found in the Arctic tundra is the Arctic tern, Sterna paradisa. At 44,300 mi, it has the longest migration of any animal species. What makes the Arctic tern all the more interesting is the fact that it's a true-blood tundra species, spending a part of the year in the Arctic tundra and a part in the Antarctic tundra. Some other Arctic animals: Alaska marmot, Marmota browari, Alaskan hare, Lepus othus, Alaskan tundra wolf, Canis lupus tundrarum, Arctic fox, Elpex legopus, Arctic ground squirrel, Eurocyrtalus purrei, Arctic hare, Lepus arcticus, Arctic lemming, Dicrostonyx torquatus, Arctic loon, Gavia arctica, Arctic shrew, Sorex arcticus, Arctic wolf, Canis lupus tundrarum, barnacle goose, Branta leucopsis, beluga whale, Delphinapterus leucus, brant goose, Branta bernicla, brown bear, Ursus arctos, Antarctic tundra. When we think of penguins, we invariably envision the South Pole with all these flightless birds congregating on a vast field of ice. The fact, however, is that penguins are not restricted to Antarctica or to the southern hemisphere for that matter. The Galapagos penguin, Spheniscus mendiculus, is found just to the north of the equator. Nevertheless, of the 18 species of penguins identified by BirdLife International, only 6 are found in Antarctica. In the coastal areas of the southernmost continent, these flightless birds have the company of 6 species of seals or pinnips. Antarctic tundra. When we think of penguins, we invariably envision the South Pole with all these flightless birds congregating on a vast field of ice. The fact, however, is that penguins are not restricted to Antarctica or to the southern hemisphere for that matter. The Galapagos penguin, Spheniscus mendiculus, is found just to the north of the equator. Nevertheless, of the 18 species of penguins identified by BirdLife International, only 6 are found in Antarctica. In the coastal areas of the southernmost continent, these flightless birds have the company of 6 species of seals or pinnips. Additionally, there are some species which are not just restricted to the Arctic, Antarctic, or the Alpine tundra. For instance, marine species like the killer whales Orcinus orca and blue whale Balaenoptera musculus. are found in the Arctic as well as Antarctic waters, which happen to be the breeding grounds for these species. Yet another example would be that of the wolverine gulu gulu, which is found in both the Arctic tundra and alpine tundra. Even the Arctic tern spends a part of the year in Antarctica. Animal adaptations in the tundra biome, scarcity of food and the harsh climate may make survival in the tundra biome seem impossible. But the animals found here pull off this seemingly impossible task with ease. Like we said earlier, the credit for this goes to their superb adaptation skills. Some of the most prominent animal adaptations that tundra animals sport include the presence of thick fur and rich deposits of fat to help them survive the freezing cold, small ears to minimize heat loss, small bodies to ensure minimal exposure to frigid air, and broad feet to make it easier for them to walk on snow. Besides these physical adaptations, there also exist behavioral adaptations in the form of hibernation and migration. Several animals resort to hibernation during winter when food availability poses the biggest problem. Others flock to warmer areas and return only in the summer. While the list of tundra biome animals may not be as lengthy as that of the rainforest or grassland animals, the biome does have some of the best examples of symbiotic relationships on the planet to its credit. One of the best examples of the same is the commensal relationship between the Arctic fox and caribou, where the caribou digs the ground to feed on lichen and in the process brings to the surface insects and small mammals for the Arctic fox to feed on. While there is very little direct interference by humans in the tundra biome, animals here do get affected by several environmental issues which can be traced to human activities. The global warming-induced melting of polar ice, for instance, has resulted in the habitat destruction for some species of the Arctic tundra, pushing them further north. Though none of the species face imminent threat of extinction, it won't be long before they become vulnerable and eventually feature in the red list of extinct animals compiled by the International Union for Conservation of Nature, IUCN.